Gun owners and dealers across the country watch the president's speech carefully, trying to figure out what the real impact of the executive action will be.
Local 12's Rich Jaffe watched the speech at Ready Line in Newtown. He joins us now live. Rich?
Cammie, at this point, it doesn't look like President Obama's executive orders will have a whole lot of direct impact on law-abiding gun-owning or gun-purchasing citizens. In fact, if he manages to add staff to ATF or FBI, it may actually make the purchase of weapons like this a little bit quicker and a little bit more streamlined. The big question is how much of what he proposed is actually going to become reality. 3 men, 2 women, gun owners all gathered to watch the president's address on gun violence. No one here had a problem with background checks. They've all been through them and or perform them regularly as part of doing business at Ready Line.
Well, weren't the guns here recently used in these events purchased legally? With background checks?
No one watching here has a problem with trying to crack down on criminals. Shooting facility owner Chris Roma, though, did have an issue when the president said he wants dealers to care about something that kills almost as many Americans as accidents.
We care a lot about the customers and the firearms that we sell. We're just not out there selling guns to everybody who walks through the door. We do background checks. We get to know the customers a little bit before we make the sale. They come in with the rhetoric that they're going to do bodily harm to somebody. I'm not selling them a firearm, no way.
Part of the president's plan calls for dedicating $4 million to a national database that will share ballistic crime scene evidence. But will this and the other ideas actually make America safer? Chris Roma's wife, Lori, says,
No. No, I don't think that's it.
I don't think that'll change at all.
Nope.
No.
Some here worried about tightening up the law to make it harder to buy certain types of weapons through trusts and corporations. But the distrust goes deeper.
Anything that he does do today could potentially be undone by another president down the road. Might not be, you know. I just think this guy just does what he wants to do. He's got an agenda and he's going right down the list.
Could this plan, if enacted, impact sales at gun shows? Perhaps. But mainstream?
It's not going to impact a gun dealer's business at all.
I understand what he's trying to do, or at least what he's claiming to do, but at the end of the day, I think, you know, a couple of people have already said it, is it going to change gun violence in America? No. It's the person behind the gun. It's not the gun.
Now, one of the biggest issues still out there is who's going to fund all of this. We're talking about $4 million to the ATF, hiring hundreds of additional federal workers, and they're going to be doing the background checks and investigations as well, and $500 million for mental health. All that is still up to Congress and the taxpayers. You can find the entire proposal from the president on my Facebook page, Rich Jaffe, Local 12 News. In Newtown, Rich Jaffe. Cammie?
You know, Rich, it's no surprise that gun rights groups aren't really very thrilled with this proposal either. What are we hearing from them today?
Cammie, there's been a lot of response, as you might expect in that regard. The general perception is that most of the gun advocacy groups are taking the same kind of wait-and-see approach. They don't like this. They don't like what's been going on, but they still are kind of hanging back in regards to how much of this will actually have a direct impact, and that's something we will have to wait and see about. Even the president said it's not going to happen during his presidency.
All right, Rich Jaffe, thank you.